Today's question is how to detoxify from heavy metals and what techniques can be used for gut detox.
Yeah, from heavy metals, as we discussed in one of our previous videos, we can use sweating, perspiration, using saunas, using physical exercise, or even combine hot temperature with physical exercise that we discussed. And the same techniques can be used for detoxification of the gut because, again, hundreds of my students discovered that we are able to achieve no soiling or normalization of the gut flora by doing a lot of exercise with good perspiration, with good sweating. And that means we are able to achieve a situation when we don't require toilet paper, and that indicates that the stool, the feces, like well shaped, and the toxic load from the digestive system is greatly reduced, probably 10 times, 50, maybe 100 times. When people don't need toilet paper, that's actually, I view it as a central sign or central good sign of great digestive health. So how we can also, what would be other techniques? In one of the videos I mentioned that breathing retraining is exceptionally useful and beneficial technique. Why? Because those of my students, and again there were also thousands of students, breathing retraining students or Buteyko students in Russia, in Soviet Union, trained by doctor and 200 Soviet physicians, medical physicians, general practitioners, who applied this technique. And what we discovered is that when people practice a lot of breathing exercise and they quickly improve the results for their body oxygen test, they commonly experience, or is kind of expected, a normal reaction, especially of course for those people who had longer problems with health conditions, because some people can have relatively cleaner bodies without a lot of toxins, like those who are younger, who exercise more, who did not have chronic diseases for years, who did not take medication. But those who are especially older age, having health conditions for a long time, especially took medication for years, sometimes for decades, they have much more toxicity in the body stored, and they require longer time. And so when these people train, we breathing a lot, we practice again 2 hours, 2.5, sometimes 3 hours of breathing exercises per day, we commonly experience strong reaction of detoxification that lasts for about 2-3 days. We have a web page which explains the symptoms of this reaction, what happens with these people, and how it is possible to ease this reaction with providing nutritional supplementation. For example, magnesium can be lost, one of the common, zinc, calcium, other supplements, sodium, potassium. So these are useful in order to have less strong reaction of detoxification. And as a part of breathing retraining, people can also use physical exercise, which is a very important part, and lifestyle changes. Now, other techniques which can be used partially as a part of the breathing retraining would be to use, for example, seaweeds, because if we go online, you can find literally hundreds of studies. More recently, I would say probably last 2 decades, most of the research have been done in this area, and these clinical studies found that seaweeds are exceptionally powerful chelators. We are able to bind heavy metals and keep them in themselves, and these are like related to different seaweeds. In health food shops you can find dried seaweeds and even kelp, sushinori. Chlorella and Spirulina would be other algae type, which are also scientifically proven that we are able to chelate, to take away the heavy metals, but mostly from the digestive tract, and take it out from the body. Another technique which can relate to heavy metal detoxification would be with the use of the low carb diets, because starches and complex carbohydrates would be main substances which worsen the state of the gut and which increase soiling, which increase like use of toilet paper and soiling, like producing of this greasy stool, sticky stool, which sticks not only to the surface of the our anus when we have the process of defecation, but in addition, of course, this sticky greasy bacteria is present also in the latch and often even in a small colon. So we are kind of sticky greasy type of bacteria which forms so-called biofilms, another new area of research in medicine and physiology, where it is proven that people, most modern people and especially people who experience digestive problems, we have so-called biofilms on the surface of the gut, and this usually consists of variety of several different types of pathogens, and these pathogens produce their own toxins, and they prevent also absorption of nutrients and absorption of useful substances from the gut. So it's kind of double negative effect, and that is manifested later in soiling, in the need to use toilet paper. Whereas again, once we start to use these techniques to detoxify our body, sweating, perspiration, and increasing body oxygen test results, we are able to reduce toxic load and achieve no soiling. So, and here, therefore, as I started to talk, having low carb diet, having therapeutic ketogenic diet, and reducing your carb intake, so using fats as a main energy source rather than carbs, and reducing carbs down to 20 grams. In some cases, people are able to reduce it even further. That helps a lot to detoxify the gut, and that helps a lot also to reduce inflammation.